Hi everyone, it's Asia Marquet here, Lemon Creation, and today I am experimenting. I prepare for you two different pages with one experiment, and so I'm wondering what you're gonna think about it. To start off, I'm gonna create a color wheel with watercolors from Dr. P.H. Martin's. Those are three colors which once I heard on some tutorial I think I've done on Skillshare. They are the nicest one to create really nice, really vibrant colors. And so, because they are quite expensive, I bought only three of them, and with them I am always, well, not maybe always, but quite often I'm mixing them up. And I don't know, I think I had already a color wheel I made with these watercolors, but it just disappeared somewhere. Couldn't find it, and I just wanted to recreate it, so that's what I'm doing. I did the color wheel quite quickly. As you can see, I am adding for now the primary colors, and as you can see also, normally the primary color is red, and the one I add on top is not quite red. It's kind of a fuchsia, I think, color, but it's really nice, and that's what I was advised by the teacher on Skillshare to use as those three primary colors. And as you can see, they are already very vibrant. They are watercolors. They are really super rich in colors. And so now I'm gonna be mixing them. So as I'm trying to point here with my finger, I'm gonna mix the fuchsia one with the yellow one and just place it in the circle right in the middle of those two colors. As I mentioned, I'm not very good at mixing colors. At some points I was I was left with almost no color at all at the palette, but you kind of have to keep the colors you mix, because later you're gonna mix them once again. So you know you have to add a little bit more of colors, so you're sure that you're not gonna run out of it. And as you can see, I am running out of the colors a little bit. So my color wheel is not perfect, but that's also the thing, you know, I am not into measuring the exact quantities of paint. I am going more with the feeling. And so right now I mixed fuchsia and orange one. It's quite easy. Once you get the color wheel, it's quite easy to go with it. You just have to know how to mix the first three colors, and then you mix in between. So I didn't even rewatch the tutorial. The last time I think I did the color wheel, it was at least 2 years ago, and I kind of remember it, so I was really happy with myself. And so basically you mix the colors which are on the edge, and you with the mix you get, you are putting it in the circle which is in between those two colors you just mixed. I hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if I should talk or if I should just leave you like that, you know, trying to look for yourself at the whole idea of the color wheel. But I can tell you guys, this is a really great thing. And I can honestly tell you, for those of you who are on the budget, this is like a lifesaver. Really, you don't need the whole palette, and you can create your own, and then you can learn things at the same time, and you can be sure that you know, you are not mixing on the paper later on your project. You're not mixing colors together which will give you just a mud and which will not work well. And as you can see, I created one of my favorite colors here by mixing light blue and green together, and I got turquoise. And this time I'm mixing the green, which is on the very bottom, and the yellow, and to get a light green. And now we're gonna be mixing the blue, the primary blue, with the fuchsia color, and we're gonna put it just in the middle between those two circles, and we're gonna get the indigo one. Really, really nice. This is so nice. Later you can mix all of those colors once again and just create your own beautiful rainbow, because I've seen that, you know, the real artist who knows the color mixing technique very well, they actually create even more colors, you know, inside the circle. So that's also something for you to do. But I wanted to simply know how from those three watercolors I can what kind of colors I can create. And as you can see, there are not that many watercolors which are so rich and so vibrant. These are really nice. I have had them for, I think, at least 4 years, the P.H. Martin's watercolors, and as I mentioned to you, I have only 3 colors, and I really honestly do not need any more. I'm gonna be working on the Canson watercolor paper. It's a cold press watercolor paper, and I wanted to create a nice color, you know, while doing the color wheel and then just go for it. But then I've seen that I have some leftovers and I just went with leftovers. Somehow it's again a purple one and a turquoise. Those are my really colors which I absolutely love. So I'm gonna leave it like that. But what I wanted to do, what I wanted to create at the very beginning was a kind of earthy colors. I completely didn't manage, because I think I would have to go a little bit more into color mixing and add a little bit of mixes to get the earthy tones out of those vibrant ones. But as you can see here, I am just going with my intuition, just adding a little bit of color, because the purple one was almost gone, so I add a little bit of blue. And this is also the thing with the purple one. The purple one comes from mixing the blue one and the fuchsia one, and look what's happening here. I just add a little bit of drops of water at the end of my brush, and look at the colors, like they just work so well. And this is the whole technique. And I've seen that on so many watercolor tutorials, so it's not my technique. It's very well known. It's just a cling film from your kitchen, which you have to apply quickly on the paint, which is still wet, and then press it with something. I press it with my notebook and just leave it air dry. And here I'm using the second part of the watercolor paper, but somehow at some stage I kind of made a trace here with some kind of, I don't know, like a plum color. But I decided to go with it, and I said to myself that either way I'm gonna either be stamping on the finished page or adding some doodles. So I'm gonna, instead of throwing the paper, I'm gonna just add the doodle there. So it should work fine. And I'm using again leftovers. So I had this turquoise, which I had left over from the mixing, and this really bright green. Almost like a flashy green, but really, really nice. And you're gonna see me making a big error here. Those two colors, they are really beautiful, but I don't know, somehow only blue and fuchsia gives you this effect, you know, like the color is like, I don't know, it's really such a nice technique, like such a nice effect with the blue and fuchsia, that the colors are almost melting into each other so beautifully. This doesn't give me this effect, but I still love the colors. But here is the part where I went terribly wrong. Instead of just pressing the cling film the way I did it before, just kind of making it flat, and then with my fingers slowly making a little bit of lines, I just put a, like, you know, big amount of the cling film, and even though I air dry it and I put something to just hold it, press it to the press it well, that's what I got. I got almost no effect with the cling film as opposed to this one, and that's what I was looking for. Look at that, guys. I'm not a fan of marble effect, because this is kind of a marble effect, but I absolutely love how it turned out. And you have to say that the colors are going super well together. So I had a hard time to decide what I'm gonna do with the green one, especially that there was no really marks which the cling film left for me to work with. So I decided just to go with my intuition, and well, I went for the sakura type of page. I decided to draw a cherry tree, or cherry branch rather. I am learning how to draw branches. I have a hard time with drawing branches because I'm not sure. I think I overthink it too much. I think the lines shouldn't cross, while when you do branches, they do cross. When you look at the natural branches, like they do cross. So I tend to overthink the process, but I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna just go a little bit, you know, haphazardly and try my best to, you know, even if the line cross, even if I'm not very happy, I will try my best to work on that, because that's the thing also. What can help you is that the fact that you can, for example, put your mobile on or your computer on, take a photo or a drawing of the branch and just be, you know, kind of go with the picture you have in front of you. And maybe that will help you. Why not? You know, if you are starting to do it. But the thing is, you know, the line has to be kind of broken. They have to be kind of angular, I think. If it's a good word, and there has to be a lot of them, and do not be afraid to crisscross them. And I'm still, as you can see, afraid to crisscross them a little bit. But that's the whole thing also, you know, you need to learn at some point. And that's the good way to go. And the page looks quite okay, because you know, there is a green, there is turquoise, a tiny bit of blue, so it matches really well with the branch I decided to do on this page. As I said, I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get the lines with the cling film. So, you know, for now, you cannot squeeze the cling film and just place it on the page. You rather have to, you know, put it kind of like, you know, like you would cover something with it, like a plate or something, and then just work your magic with your fingers, and that's what you should do. So I took 3 Fresco finished chalk acrylics from PaperArtsy, and I took my stylus pen. I'm gonna give you a link to the link and name to this tool in the description box below. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little confused here. Because I used it in the video, I think two videos ago, and a lot of people asked me what is it. I had to Google that because I had no idea how is it called, and it was so hard for me to manage to find the name of it. But it's used usually for making for Amirian flowers, and I think also for maybe some kind of like a pastes, or I have no idea for what exactly is it used. I know it's used for flowers. But I have a tool which I found long ago in my local shop, so I cannot find it on internet exactly the same one, but I know Amazon or Scrapbook or other companies are selling those tools, and they are quite nice, and that's how I am doing the cherry flowers. So do not overthink, just do it random dots at the end of the branches. And look at that, guys, this is such a cool, such a effortless, really effortless technique. You don't have to make exact petals, you just go with the flow, and it looks so nice at the end. And the styluses come with different sizes, so you actually can do bigger flowers and smaller flowers. And later I was thinking that I could have done a little bit of bigger flowers also, kind of, you know, closer to me in the perspective. But I've done it like I've done it. I finished the page. I'm not gonna be doing too much to it anymore. And with this one I had a problem. As I said to you, I don't like very much marble effect, even if it's kind of like, you know, triangular like this one. And I didn't know how to fix it. I was so happy that I actually got a beautiful effect with the cling film. And I think if you just do with your fingers a sort of circular movements to arrange the cling film in the circular way, you would get a little bit different effect, but I just did it like, you know, randomly kind of, and that's what I got as an effect. And for me, it's very hard to work with these kind of marble things. And I didn't see the whole thing. I was working, I was adding triangles or geometrical kind of, you know, figures, and doodling and adding, of course, dots, black and white, and all of that. And until the last moment, I was not really happy with this page. Then I decided, and you're gonna see it in a moment, I decided to cut, did a kind of a lines on the page. And when I started drawing the lines, I was thinking, this is it, I'm gonna throw the whole movie to the bin, because I cannot show you just the green page, because I was working with both of them at the same time. So I was really disappointed, and then I started adding a little bit of more of black coloring. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do, what I'm adding the funky lines. But when I started to add a little bit of more color, you know, more kind of shape to the lines, I look at it from far away, and I said to myself, it kind of looks to me, I don't know, like don't know, kind of very abstract sea page. I'm not sure, like the you know, the lines are kind of like a weeds, like algs, I think. And I don't know, the small triangles are the fish, and the dots are kind of like bubbles in the water. I'm not sure, but this is abstract page. So with those two, with one technique, one worked really on one page, it worked really well, on the other it didn't really, but with one technique and with leftover paints, watercolor paints, I'm showing you two different pages, completely different pages. This one is not abstract at all. It's actually a page I did first time in my life. I made a page with the branch with the flowers, and I never thought I'm gonna have enough patience to, you know, to make the flowers and all of that. I managed, and I kind of find it nice, very nice even for me, because as I said, I've never done it. And then here it is, the complete abstract, a little bit like you know, watercolor page which portrays an ocean, I would say. I hope, guys, you enjoyed that tutorial. Thank you so much for subscribing, and I'm gonna see you, I hope, in my next video. In the meantime, as always, I'm gonna give you a link to all the products in the description box below, and also a link to my shop. I would be very happy if you just stop by and have a look at what I have in stock. I'm sending you big hugs and big kisses. See you soon. Bye bye.